Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Dylan. We are back with another Madden video. Now today what I got for y'all is going over the best wide receiver tier list in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. But before we do go on ahead and update this tier list, if you are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button and also subscribe if you are new. I drop almost daily Madden content on the channel. My end of year goal for Madden 22 is to hit 10k subscribers. Could not do it without y'all, so I greatly appreciate that. Now today we have to do a couple of things. One, I think the S tier is a little bit too flooded. Same with like the A and B tier as well. So we're going to drop a lot of people down. And we also have to make a new tier. So why do we have to make this new tier? There's a new threshold for wide receivers that I just kind of found out about. What this tier list is going to be called, it's going to be S but not 6'2". Now why is that important? 6'2" and up receivers get the sideline toe tap animations a little bit better than every single shorter wide receiver in the game, meaning that the receivers like Brandon Marshall, Randy Moss are all going to play better than the people like Tyreek Hill. At the same time, I'm not saying Tyreek Hill isn't good, it's just he has S tier stats, he's just not tall. So I think that's fair to just kind of put him a little bit in a tier below. Like they have S tier stats, they have the route running and the speed you would want, they just will kind of lack with the sideline toe tap animation. And now this is what we're looking like in my opinion. So still in the S tier, Brandon Marshall, Randy Moss, Plaxico Burress, Keyshawn Johnson, Robby Anderson, and DK Metcalf. DK is on the borderline in my opinion between S and A. I slightly have him over Jerry Rice just because he's a little bit taller, so that's really the main reason he's still in S tier. I could see you putting him down A tier. Same with Randy Moss, but Randy Moss is just so good. Like even if he doesn't hit 90 route runnings for a couple of stats, I was thinking about moving him down, but then I realized, hey, he's Randy Moss and he is just like absolutely insane. So I also was thinking about keeping Andre Johnson in S because he does have his roles on the team, right? Like he has certain things that he's really good at. But other than that, this is what the tier list is looking like now. And in total today, we have, I think, 20 or 21 new receivers. And we're gonna get it started right here with Devin Hester. Now the reason why I have just his level 1 like season champion or whatever, if you didn't know, with this card what you can actually do is it's basically essentially a power-up. First off, you have to go ahead upgrade him all the way from season 1, then use a little bit of training, boost his overall +1 I believe, and then you can put his new 95 overall zero chill card into this card and you get his powered up version of that zero chill card. Now I know that might be a little bit hard to follow, but pretty much on a theme team this guy is going to be 99 speed and he can get every team chem in the game. 95 speed powered up, 90s for every single route running, and you know Devin Hester is going to have crazy good like agility, acceleration, all that kind of stuff. He has great juke and spin, and he's also a route runner archetype. His traits are kind of bad, but again, he's going to go into the tier. He's S tier and he's at the top end of this tier, right? But he's not 6'2", so he will struggle making some sideline toe taps here and there, so that's why he is in this tier. But all in all, he's really good, and I think he's at the top end of this tier. Like he's for sure better than every single card in this tier, especially because he can get every single team chem. Now next up right here we have Josh Gordon, who's going to be a 6'3", 92 speed wide receiver. He's going to have 70s for short and deep route running, but 85 for medium. So I think this card is pretty decent on a theme team, but in the grand scheme of things, he's either D or C. I'm probably just gonna put him D. He's not really too great. He's okay on a theme team. Now we got Michael Irvin right here. Now him and two other cards we're gonna cover in this video. That's why I think the Cowboys are the best theme team in the game. Like they are absolutely insane. Gonna be 94 speed powered up, potentially could be 98 with strategy cards and also a theme team. 90s for every single route running. He's a physical archetype this time, and with physical receivers, I personally would always run Matchup Nightmare for 1 AP. I think it's tremendous value. It activates on everything. He has pretty good traits as well, and this time he is 6'2", so he is going straight into S. Really good speed, 90s for every route running, and pretty good archetype as well. Pretty much everything you would want for a receiver. He's definitely S tier. Now DeAndre Hopkins right here is a pretty good card. gonna be 93 speed. And again, almost every high overall card we're gonna cover now is gonna hit 90s for every single route running, and no surprise, he does too. He's a physical receiver, so again, I'd run that matchup nightmare ability on him. I don't think he's S tier. I think he's like top end of A. He's pretty good, really good on a theme team, but I just don't think he's quite that like top end wide receiver. And it does kind of make me want to drop down Moss or DK. I think for sure I'm gonna drop down DK into A tier. But Moss is like borderline. Let me know down in the comments if I should drop Randy Moss or not from the S tier. Now I could simply just state Calvin Johnson is Calvin Johnson. I mean, this guy so far, I think he's the best receiver we've covered so far. Best receiver in the game potentially right here. Going to be 96 speed powered up. What that means is going to be 98 speed on any team, which is it's usable and really good. So if you're running a theme team or something, or just even a regular team and you need a receiver, Calvin Johnson is one of the best choices in the game, because again, he can get 98 speed. He's also 6'5", again, that physical archetype. So like I've been saying, hey, matchup nightmare for 1 AP on physical receivers, it's tremendous value, man. And he's also 90s for every route running, no surprise there. Good like spin and juke and everything. And like at the end of the day, all I have to say is it's a Calvin Johnson card. Right now, right here we got Scary Terry, gonna go ahead, be that 95 speed this time. So if you run a football theme team, he will go ahead, be 99 speed with strategy cards. So he's good. He's like especially for a theme team, about as good as a receiver as you could get right now. Gonna be 90s for every route running. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's just they're just throwing out all the thresholds to all the wide receivers now. Deep threat archetype, I would for sure run deep out elite on this receiver. But again, he's really good, but he's not 6'2", so he's going in the S but not 6'2" tier. Still really good. Again, if he was just like an inch taller, he'd be at S tier, but you know, he's not 6'2". Now next up right here we have Chris Godwin, who is going to be 94 speed powered up, could get 96 with strategy cards, 98 on a full Bucks theme team. 90s for every route running. He's a route runner archetype, which is really good. Pretty good traits as well. He's either A or S, but not 6'2". I think I'm gonna lean towards the A tier. Pretty similar to like DeAndre Hopkins card. I would probably take Chris Godwin over him just because I do like route runner more than physical. So I'd probably take Chris Godwin over him, but I still think they're really good. So next up right here we have Davante Adams, who he is one of the best receivers in the game, but he's not 6'2". So he has to go right here. He's the best receiver in this tier, right? And again, I'm not saying Davante Adams wouldn't play better than some of these cards right here. It's just he isn't 6'2", so he doesn't have all the sideline animations, right? Like he is still, stats wise, he is for sure like on the level of Calvin. Stats wise, on the level of Calvin, but just the way the game plays, he's in this tier. He's gonna be 96 speed powered up. So I really think if I had to go ahead, if you're not running a theme team, if you're running just 2 base teams, I would recommend Calvin or Davante Adams. But again, Calvin does have those toe tap animations. But again, Davante Adams gonna have some of the best route running in the game, really good traits as well. Literally the only bad thing on this card is that he's not 6'2". That's literally it. It's only that he's not 6'2". Everything else on this card is basically perfect right now. And now we have wide receiver out of position, Deion Sanders. This guy is also going in that same exact tier as Davante Adams, because they're really similar in the sense that they're basically perfect. It's only the fact that they're not 6'2" is the reason why they're in this tier. So he's gonna be 96 speed if you do upgrade him with a little bit of training. 90s for every route running. Route runner archetype, which is really good. Again, basically really similar to Davante Adams. He's only an inch shorter. Also has some really good like spin and juke as well. So I really like both of these cards, and I wouldn't tell you not to use them. It's just, again, because they're not 6'2", they're not going to unlock all the sideline like toe tap animations. Now Mike Williams right here, yeah, this right here with Mike Williams ranking, it's gonna make me move down Randy Moss into A. I still really like him, and I think he's really good, but it's just this card is a little bit dated. So with Mike Williams, he's a 6'4" physical wide receiver. He's definitely someone I would try to run deep out elite on, or you could go ahead run that matchup nightmare, which again is really good. I'm gonna go ahead put him into the A tier. I think he'll play similarly to Randy Moss. He might play a little bit better because, again, he actually hits 90 for every route running too, and he has like some juice, like spec catch, stuff like that over Randy Moss. So I think Mike Williams is pretty good. I don't think he's quite S tier, but I think he's pretty good. Now we got Quez Watkins right here. He is literally just 94 speed, a budget guy. I think I'm going to put him in the C tier, a whole tier above Josh Gordon. He's probably the best receiver, or budget wide receiver. I didn't mean to say just straight receiver. Best budget wide receiver in the game. It's just he really has no route running. So, I mean, if you're running a no money spent account, like, this guy will ball out for you, I promise. Now we got Jay Jettas right here. I'm going to put him into the A tier, but he's like mid-tier A tier, around like this Deebo Samuel mark, like right here. The reason being is he doesn't hit 90 for deep route running, but I still think he's pretty good, and I think he'll perform almost similar to like every single person in this tier. He does hit 90 for short and medium, so he's like a perfect slot wide receiver pretty much, because you don't really, a lot of times with slot wide receiver, they're not on like deep routes. So I think he's a great slot receiver. He's also only 6'1", so he's gonna have the issues of every single person in this tier with catching on the sideline, but I still think he's pretty good, definitely usable. So right here we got Brandon Cooks, 95 speed, powered up, great speed on him, great route running as well. Gonna be a deep threat archetype, so I would for sure run deep out elite on him. And deep out elite does kind of help the sideline animations a little bit with these guys, but it doesn't really solve it completely. But I think for sure, S but not 6'2", definitely one of the better ones and better receivers in the game. And I'm gonna have to drop some people into A, because this tier is getting a little flooded, and I think I'm gonna have to drop some people into B as well. I think Jimmy Smith is gonna have to drop down. Going to drop down Reggie Wayne as well. And yeah, that's good right there. These three are kind of on the borderline of being dropped into A, but that's pretty good. And I know A tier is a little bit flooded, but these guys are all pretty much on the same level in my opinion, so I'm okay with that. I just want the S tier to be like the best of the best cards. Now we got Jerry Jeudy again right here. Pretty much the same story I've said with a lot of cards so far. Gonna be 95 speed, basically perfect route running. Gonna be route runner archetype as well, so a really good archetype. The only thing on him, he's 6'1", so he's 1 inch off of being into the S tier. He's going right in this tier. He's still a really good receiver card, and he's gonna be free if you level up your account, which the level grind is actually just ass so far. But yeah, I still think he's solid, but again, not being 6'2" does kind of hurt his value a little bit, just because of the fact, again, those sideline catches are so important. Now the card I know a lot of people were excited for, Danny Amendola. No, I'm just kidding. This guy's like 86 speed with 70s for route running. He's absolute trash, so he's going in the F tier. Now we got Marvin Jones right here. He's like a okay card. He's gonna be 92 speed, powered up, 90s for medium and deep route running. Can't hit 90 for short. I think this guy's like a sleeper budget wide receiver. I'll go ahead and put him into the C tier. Just he's a little bit slower, but I mean, he's not bad. Like on a theme team, I could see why you run him, and especially if you're a budget player too, I think you can get this card for free. I don't think he's terrible, so C tier's okay. Now we got a Randy Moss card that's like, it got a lot of hype, but like a lot of like the big creators and stuff are on next gen. Playmaker really isn't that good, so I'm gonna put him a whole tier below this card. I mean, it's still a Randy Moss card, don't get me wrong. It's only gonna be 91 speed and only at 80s for route running. Again, I know it's a Randy Moss card. I don't really like the abilities he comes with either. Again, playmaker, not really a huge fan of. I think he's, it was like 8 or 10 AP for this card, and I just think that's kind of ridiculous. So I would just run him with no abilities if you are gonna use a card. And then we got Cliff Branch right here, gonna be 95 speed, powered up. So again, gonna go ahead and be 99 speed on a full theme team with strategy cards. 90s for every route running, so perfect route running. Again, the only thing on this card is that he's not 6'2", so he's going in this tier right here. He's S tier stats wise, but he's not 6'2", and I can confirm this 100% with Cliff Branch. This guy cannot toe tap on the sidelines. I've watched so many streams of people using Raiders theme team, and they complain about this guy always going ahead and not getting his feet in bounds. I'm telling you, it's because he's not 6'2". He's not going to drag his toes. Now this CeeDee Lamb card right here is kind of cracked. I'm not going to lie to you. Going to be 95 speed, powered up. So again, another reason to run the Cowboys theme team. You get this card with strategy cards to 99 speed, perfect route runnings, 90s plus for each. And he's also 6'2". So the Cowboys go ahead, get added 2 S tier wide receivers in my opinion. He's also a deep threat archetype, so I throw deep out elite on him and just watch him ball. So I really like the CeeDee Lamb card, big fan of him. And now for the last card right here, we have Tim Patrick, who's going to be 6'4", 94 speed, potentially with the Zero Chill strategy card. Could get this card to 99 speed right now while the Zero Chill strategy cards still exist on a full Broncos theme team. So I'm gonna put this card into the A tier. It's just he's kind of lacking on some route running, and I'd put him like right here in the A tier, mid A tier. That's fine. Gonna be 85 short, 86 medium, and 90 plus deep route running. So it's a deep route running threshold, but medium and short he does not. And yeah, y'all, this has been my updated tier list. I know it's a little bit flooded with like A and B tier. There's like 3 rows each. I was thinking about maybe just resetting it every time and only doing the new cards that come out. But I do like having this, so you know, like if you know you just clicked on this video one time, right, and you're wondering where your favorite receiver is at, you go ahead and look and find them, right? But yeah, pretty much I know some people might get upset at me because again, Davante Adams not being in like the SS tier, or Deion Sanders, Brandon Cooks, Jerry Jeudy, Devin, Hester, Cliff Branch, all these guys right here, they are S tier stats wise. It's just they're not 6'2", and I want people to be aware that if you're wondering why they're not tapping their toes on the sideline, it's because of their height. All these receivers right here will go ahead and get the toe taps. So yeah, that's pretty much why that tier is existing right now. And I know some people in the comments are gonna be like, well, I got Davante Adams, he always drags his toes, da, 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 da. I'm telling you, it's not consistent. A lot of people have trouble with these receivers, and there's a reason why the theme team like the Jets, for instance, is still so popular. They have 3 receivers in this S tier right here that are all big wide receivers, all 6'2 plus. And there's reasons why the Cowboys theme team is really going ahead being a favorite as well. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Irvin, and also, I mean, Deion Sanders is being ran. But same with the Raiders. Like I told y'all, Cliff Branch, a lot of people complain about him not getting his toes in. So yeah, that's pretty much been my video. I should also say the trait, if you look on like mutt.dg, it says like a toe tap on the sidelines or make sideline catches, my bad. If that is on yes and they're not 6'2", that trait doesn't matter. So just want y'all to be aware of that. Let me know if I did maybe teach you something new, you know, maybe you didn't know that. If you did enjoy this video though, make sure to go ahead and leave a like on it and also subscribe if you are new. I appreciate y'all clicking onto the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. But other than that, man, has been your boy Dill, and I'm out.